Quotation marks. We all know what quotation marks do. Quotation marks around a phrase or term of art, such as limited liability, are used only when the concept is invariably stated the same way each time it is used. Quotation marks are important when you're working with your attorney and you're searching, because sometimes, all right, so let's talk about cases now. You're arguing a case, right? Your position is, I am not responsible for the decisions of a grown man, right? Somebody came to your house, they drank, and you kept saying, look, I think that's enough, buddy. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my mother or father. And they keep drinking. You say, hey, no more for you. And they keep drinking. Right? You all catching that? You make sure that that person does not have any more liquor. But somehow he gets drunk anyway. He goes out and he runs into someone and they kills him. So the estate now comes and wants to sue you. They want your house. You want to argue, you want to find a case that says a host is not responsible for the decisions of a grown person, right? Your attorney is arguing that, and he finds a case and he puts that sentence in quotations. And you're like, wow, he found that? So when you look on Westlaw, you put that sentence, a host is not responsible for a grown person's decisions, in quotations, and you put it in, but nothing comes up. That means that the attorney mistakenly, or wishful thinking, put quotations around a sentence that came from a case that really didn't come from a case. So it's twofold. Once, when you're searching, if you have an idea and you're like, I'm hoping that this sentence is in someone's court somewhere, you'll put that sentence in search and you'll put quotations around it because you might get lucky. It might come up. Okay, so that's the side, that's the portion of you're looking for something to say exactly what you want to say. Because when you're arguing to the court loves when you're able to cite another judge. Arguments that come from your head is great, yeah. But if you could use a quotation, direct words from a judge in your argument, bingo, verbatim, the judge said it. So quotations could be very powerful if you're searching. The other reason you would want to do it is to find out whether or not that was an actual quotation. So if you're site checking your attorney's brief and he has something in quotations, you take that same thing that was in quotations and you put it in the search bar in quotations, like we're seeing here, and see if it's an actual quotation. If it's not, it's not. You know you have to go back and make corrections on this attorney's paper. So quotation marks are great for those two things. Making sure that someone's not misquoting, and then they're really good for finding things that you want to find that is very strong for your case. If you put in a host is not responsible for a grown man's decision, and you put that in your DC jurisdiction and nothing comes up, you're like, okay, it's not that strong. I might even try all the states. Because once when you try all the states, you find a case that has that quotation in it, then you could read that case and find what made this judge say that. And then you could pull terms out from that case and then go back to DC now and use it to find cases to support. Maybe it's a situation where you did all that you needed to do to make sure that that person wasn't drinking, and he made decisions on his own. Maybe he brought his own liquor, right? Now we have defenses. Yes, he was at my house. Yes, he was drinking, but I made a good faith attempt to stop him from drinking. He continued to drink his own alcohol and got drunk. I'm not responsible. So this type of thing would help you. But remember, the thing to remember here with the quotation marks is that they could be very powerful in that you could try to find whatever you want your argument to be, you could try to find that exact phrase in a case. Does that make sense? Just wave your hand and say, yeah. Okay. Consider whether the phrase could appear another way. They did limited liability. Liability was limited. Again, these are all different ways to try to pinpoint an idea or an argument. And by the way, quotations also work with Google. If you want to do a Google search, put words in quotations and they'll pull it up and then they'll ask you, we found these, do you want to remove the quotations to expand to find more? But if you want to fine tune a search, use those.